This is a stimulus update and daily news report. We're going to be joined by my 2-year-old daughter Kalea today because she woke up extra early. I watch my kids throughout the day while my wife works really long hours as a nurse, so let's get right into it. So let's talk about the vaccine lotteries. $1 million lotteries fail to cut through vaccine apathy. So the whole goal of the vaccine lotteries was to try to incentivize more people to get vaccinated. It's been about a month and it hasn't really worked out as they planned. So if we look at this first chart of Ohio, the dotted line is when they first announced the vaccine lottery. There was a big increase in vaccination rates, but then you could see there was a decline after that, and this was on a steady decline to begin with. They didn't hit their 70% mark yet of vaccination rate. Then if we look at Oregon, they were on a decline as well, and then when they announced their vaccine lottery, there was a slight increase, more of a plateau, and then it just declined. So this is what a lot of the other states look like. It didn't really hit, or it didn't really make that much of a difference to offer the vaccine lottery, slight bump, but one of the benefits about living in America is that it's still a choice to get vaccinated, compared to Philippines, where the president Rodrigo Duterte threatens those who refuse to get the COVID-19 vaccine with jail. So he said this yesterday on Monday. He said, "You choose vaccine or I will have you jailed." Yeah, this is true. So if you don't get the vaccine in the Philippines, which had one of the worst outbreaks in Asia, if you don't get it, you go to jail. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. It's pretty sweet to live in America and have a choice. So let's talk about what's going on with infrastructure. So Rob Portman, Republican senator, said that Republicans are absolutely committed to the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which would be the case because if they're not committed to bipartisan, they don't have any other option. Here's Rob Portman talking more about Republicans and the infrastructure bill.
All right, let's dive deeper into this potential bipartisan agreement. Joining me now is Republican Senator Rob Portman of Ohio. He's been a lead negotiator in this bipartisan infrastructure talks. Senator Portman, welcome back to Meet the Press. So I got to ask first this, before I get you to respond to Senator Sanders, given what we heard from Senator Tester on Friday about the gas tax, I got to ask you, are all 21 of you still on board this deal if you haven't agreed to how you're going to pay for it?
Yes, and in fact, we do have pay-fors. I was interested in hearing from my colleague, Senator Sanders. He said at one point, with regard to the $6 trillion package, the list goes on, and that's the problem. I mean, it's not about infrastructure. It's kind of a $6 trillion grab bag of progressive priorities. Ours is about core infrastructure, and it is paid for. And so it's paid for without raising taxes, which is key. And I do think we have agreement on that. And I do think there's some very creative ways to pay for infrastructure that wouldn't be available for other expenses. As an example, the infrastructure bank, which is a bipartisan proposal that says let's use the power of the federal government to borrow at lower rates to be able to leverage private sector funding as well as state and local funding. But also we're repurposing COVID funding, Chuck, and over $100 billion in the proposal is repurposing in 3 ways funding that has not yet been spent with regard to the COVID-19 packages that have gone out, including the latest $350 billion package to state and local government. They would like to spend some of that on infrastructure. My state of Ohio certainly would, right. And we would permit them to do that, and that helps pay for the package. So there's some creative ways to pay for infrastructure.
The number one biggest issue when it comes to the infrastructure plan, at least the bipartisan plan, is how is it going to be paid for? That's the one thing that Republicans and Democrats can't come to an agreement on. It doesn't matter how much it is, how big, how small, it's how it's going to be paid for, and that has not been solved yet. And also now the White House is saying that they're waiting for details before committing to an infrastructure deal. They want to see what's in it. They want to see the exact details before the White House is on board with it. Here is Jen Psaki talking more about where the White House stands with the infrastructure plan.
President Biden's press secretary, Jen Psaki, joins us now from the White House. Jen, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you.
The White House is calling this Child Tax Credit Awareness Day, and we want to talk about that in just a minute. But I want to get your comments on some of the reporting that we just heard from Chris about the bipartisan deal on infrastructure. Will the president support this deal?
Well, first, let me say we need a few more details about the deal and about the proposal, including specifics about how to pay for it. An idea that's been floating around there that certainly the president would not support is a gas tax, which would raise taxes on people making less than $400,000 a year. We're just not going to stand for that, and we're not going to accept that. It is a positive sign, though, that Democrats and Republicans are continuing to negotiate. The president looks forward to getting more details. He'll probably be welcoming some members to the White House over the next couple of days, and we'll go from there.
So the president is willing to talk about this. What is he willing to compromise on?
Well, he's already come down quite a bit and in his initial proposal from his initial number. So that's a sign that he's willing to compromise. He's also looking to work on a couple of tracks. So I know during the earlier reporting, you talked about our commitment to climate change or what we're going to do about that, addressing the big issues this country is facing. The president agrees with Senator Sanders. We need to address those as well. There's a reconciliation process that's also moving forward at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think the question here is, what can we agree on, Democrats and Republicans? Can we rebuild our roads, our railways, and our bridges? The president is eager to continue those discussions and see if we can make big progress this week.
Jen, you're calling this Child Tax Credit Awareness Day because starting on July 15th, families will be eligible for up to $300 a month in advance on their taxes in support of their children. The president has said he wants to make that not permanent, but available for years and years. I guess the first question is does that mean permanent? And how would he plan to get there, either permanent or for years?
Well, let me first say we're making this Child Tax Credit Awareness Day because there are millions of people who are eligible around the country for this, and they may not know they're eligible. So they can go to childtaxcredit.gov and find out if they're eligible, sign up, and get these benefits, which are going to start going out every month to Americans on July 15th. The president has proposed to extend it by 5 years, and he's open to having a conversation with Congress, with members, about what more they want to do, because he thinks this is a central benefit that will help families, help get women back to work. Over 1 million have left the workforce during the pandemic. So he's going to continue to fight for this, and he's proposed extending it in his American Families Plan.
Jen Psaki, White House press secretary, saying that there is more meetings coming up and that there should be a solution soon. We don't know about that. Reconciliation is still in the works as well. She also mentioned the child tax credit. So this is that website. It actually takes you to whitehouse.gov/child tax credit. And this is given more details on it. Pretty much the same information, basically saying the child tax credit went from $2,000 to $3,000 and $3,600. Given the requirements, I've talked about this a lot on the channel. One new piece of information here is saying that the majority of people who filed their 2019-2020 taxes, you're going to get the child tax credit automatically. One thing it says here is that 80% who get their refunds from the IRS through direct deposit will get these payments right to their bank account on the 15th. And then, so I guess the other 20% will get paper checks. We just don't know who's in the 80 and who's in the 20%. Then it also says that if you did not file your 2019 or 2020 taxes, you're going to have to sign up through the non-filers tool right here. This way you give the IRS your information, and so they know where to send that credit to. They still haven't set up the portal yet where you have a choice of to do the monthly credit or the one-time lump sum, as well as give more, maybe you change your address or give in different information. They haven't come up with that new portal yet. This is the non-filers tool. This is just for people who did not file their taxes, and so that the IRS has their information. It takes you to the IRS website. I went over this last week as well. So this is the tool. You just put in your information, and then then this way the IRS knows where to send your information to. This is what it looks like. It actually takes you to an off the IRS website called Free File. Looks kind of weird. Looks like it was made in like the 1990s, this website. A little outdated, but this is where you would put in your information. Next, let's talk about how Chuck Schumer is backing the plan to add dental, vision, and hearing coverage to Medicare. So this is pretty big for anybody who is on Medicare right now. He didn't mention anything about lowering the eligibility down to 60, but here's exactly what he said. He said, "There is a gaping hole in Medicare that leaves out dental, vision, and hearing coverage. This is a serious problem. I'm working with Senator Sanders to push to include dental, vision, and hearing Medicare coverage in the American Jobs and American Family Plan." So Those plans, if this does happen, it's probably going to happen through the reconciliation route. We haven't heard anything from Republicans about expanding Medicare yet. I'll keep you updated on that. Next, let's talk about the $2,000 stimulus check, which is the fourth stimulus check. So this is the official bill right here. It was introduced February 11th, 2021 in the House of Representatives and has basically been collecting dust ever since. Nothing has been done about this, hasn't been added to the American Families Plan or the American Jobs Plan or through the reconciliation plan. So this is going to give $2,000 per month. It's also introduced by Representative Tlaib, Pramila Jayapal, and then it's going to give $1,000 per month for an entire year after the pandemic is over. Now, there are some rumors going on saying that with Bernie Sanders' $6 trillion reconciliation infrastructure plan, it was only $4 trillion for the American Jobs Plan, American Families Plan combined. So that extra $2 trillion, some are rumoring that there could be stimulus checks, but that is not confirmed. In terms of public support, so the $2,000 per month plan, which is for the petition, which is on change.org, it's at 2,372,000 signatures so far. It's still not moving as fast as I thought it would. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing when you feel sad, you have to do something that you really want to make you feel better or make you feel true. Or you can also, if you help somebody, then you'll feel even better or something. Or if something's really into you and you're really feeling good, you should do that as well. Bye, this is Bella. This was the tip of the day.
Hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Hope you make it worthwhile. Hope things get better for you. Hope you solve any problems that you're trying to solve. So you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. What's your name?
Kalea.
Kalea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You saying bye to everybody?
Hi.
Hi, bye. Look, if you look at the camera, see right there? Yeah? You like being in the video? Okay. Well, if you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click, I think it's over here, this video up here or this one down over here. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
You want to say bye? Bye. That's good. Good job. Yeah, thumbs up.